Hello and welcome to today's short strategy video. My name is Rihanna Redman. I'm an infant and early childhood mental health consultant at Children's Resource Center in Bowling Green, Ohio. Today's short strategy is how to deal with defiance. So what is defiance? Defiance is when a child says no when asked or instructed by an adult to do something or to stop doing something. So a child refuses to cooperate or they ignore instructions from an adult to either begin or stop an activity. So what can we do when we're dealing with defiance? One thing we can do is use assertive communication. And assertive communication is offering children clear, usable information so they know what to do instead of what not to do. So for example, instead of saying stop playing with that truck, we can say it's time to put the truck back on the shelf and go outside. So we are telling them what to do. So put the truck away, it's time to go outside. Another thing we can do is offer choices. So we can give children two positive choices whenever appropriate. So for this specific example, we could say, do you want to skip when we go outside, or do you want to walk backwards when we go outside? So this is just giving children a little bit of choice in the matter. So they feel a little bit more control in the situation so that they can do something that they want to do instead of just doing what someone else wants them to do. The next thing that we can do is acknowledge feelings. So we just want to provide empathy and acknowledge those feelings. It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to be upset. So I know you really like to play with that truck, but it's time to go outside. So I know you're feeling disappointed. Maybe when we come back inside, we could play with the truck again. So just acknowledge those feelings and then let them know it's okay, but then also use that assertive communication and say it's time to go outside. Another thing we can do is use a visual schedule. So we can provide a visual schedule that has, all the parts of the daily routine. So this can help children build that sense of predictability and safety. So this visual schedule has everything that they're going to do during the day. This visual schedule has task cards. So it shows something that they're going to do, and then they can move it over to the side of all done when they've completed it. And this one here is a first then schedule. So you could say, first we're going to play with the truck, then we're going to go outside. Another thing that we can do is practice self-care. So if it can be really difficult or frustrating when we're dealing with children who are being defiant. So what we want to do is take a deep breath. We want to avoid getting into a power struggle. And, if we have the opportunity, we can give children just a little bit more time. Maybe they're not ready yet. So what we can do is, if they're just being uncooperative and, safety is not a concern, what we can do is let them know that we'll check back in just a minute when they're ready. So in that moment, we can say, we're going to try again in just a minute. So then as an adult, we can walk away, take a deep breath, realize, they're just struggling a little bit right now. They're having a hard time. They're not ready to move on to the next thing. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to refocus, and then I'm going to go back. And then again, I'm going to try either a sort of communication, I'm going to try choices, have some different options of things that we can help to move them along to the next activity and then help them cooperate. So lastly, this is my resource page. Feel free to email me at rihannar@crcwoodcounty.org. I can email you this tip sheet here. This comes from this book. It's called Behavioral Challenges in Early Childhood Settings. And the strategies came from DECA, so the Devereaux Center for Resilient Children. And lastly, please like us on Facebook at CRC Infant and Early Childhood Connection. Thanks.